Hello once again and welcome back to another episode of Father and Sundays, the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. This week, it is episode 42. That's a 4 and a 2, 42. And we are talking about school.
Oh, the best days of our lives.
Anyway, stick around if you want to hear more. Good evening, good morning. Hello, Dad.
Hello, Connor. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? How was your day?
How was my day? It was okay. I got an apology from my manager today, which is always good.
Yep.
Yeah, after being falsely accused of having too much time off for sickness, they realised they'd made a mistake and had to apologise to me today.
Oh, that's nice.
It is nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't milk it at all, obviously. I was very professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about your day at work?
Oh, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Very busy, lots of meetings.
Yeah.
Did you know what I can do now? So I can sit and kind of chill recording a podcast.
Oh, right. Okay. This is what you're doing now. I thought that's what you were doing earlier on. I thought, who with? What are you doing?
Recording another podcast
yeah,
with someone
exactly.
else?
Yeah.
Well.
Cheating on me. Okay. So, what were we talking about this week?
Episode 42.
Oh, we're talking about episode 42, which is schools or school days.
School.
School. Is it just school?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So,
Just the one.
obviously,
Can you guess which one?
what, school?
Yep.
What you're going to talk about?
No, just our podcast is about one school.
No, it isn't. It's about schools. It's about my experience of school and it's about your experience of school and the interesting generation gap between the two of us. Yeah?
No, just one school.
This one school. Well, you better start then if you know all about it.
No, I was hoping you'd pick the school.
No, okay.
Fine, let's just talk about schools in general then.
Right, okay. So, on the whole, do you look back at your school days as being... They often talk about, you don't think it at the time, but when you look back on your school days, they were the best days of your life. Is that how you feel? Bearing in mind, how long is it since you've been at school? Probably about 5 years. Yeah, about 5 years, isn't it? So that's not that long a time, but it probably feels like it to you. So how do you feel when you look back at your time at school? How do you feel about it?
Oh, I used to enjoy school. I was never one of these people that hated school.
No.
I think a lot of people hate school based on the fact that they feel like people are pressuring them to do things. They feel like teachers are trying to get them to blah, 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 whatever. Or sometimes they don't understand something and it just seems easier just to not do it. I enjoyed the learning aspect of school. Yes, it was frustrating at times, but I enjoyed being there, and I enjoyed, especially later in my school life, I enjoyed being around the people. The people was a big thing for school now. Now, that's not to say, I'm not saying that I'd rather go back and relive my school days, because there's also people that I really like that I've met along the way since then.
Mm.
Although, what if I was to go back to school with them?
Well,
Although there'd be a bit of an age gap.
Yeah, it might be a bit weird, really.
Because some of them are older than me. And
Yeah.
well, actually, a lot of them are older than me.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, that ain't going to work out, is
No,
it?
it's not going to work out. Although, in fairness, I was in a school band which had a varied age gap.
Yeah, but
So I did
all
make
those
friends
people,
with people.
yeah, well, I guess so. I mean, I had a brother that was at the same school as me, who was 3 years older, and I didn't go to at the same time as a sister who was 8 years older than me for obvious reasons. But
Yeah, and at the same time, I've met people in my working life that have been, like, when I've been in my 20s, they've been in their 30s, so I definitely wouldn't have gone to school with them.
right, so
Early 20s.
okay, I get the feeling you're talking more about your
Social aspect.
but the senior school.
Yeah.
What about your junior school?
My memories don't go back that far.
Your memories don't go that far. You can't even remember it.
No, I can remember it. I can remember aspects of it. I can't remember everything about it.
Did you enjoy it though?
I feel like a lot of the time you remember your happy moments and you block out the unhappy moments. Unless it's really bad, then you don't block that out. So on the most part,
Wow.
I remember it being happy.
I'm starting to feel like this is a therapy session now rather than just conversation. Perhaps I should have gone first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, being
I
your
enjoyed
dad,
school.
I thought you had, your school, your junior school you went to, seemed to be quite a happy place.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and your senior
My point
school,
being is I can't remember and I can't necessarily tell you loads of negative stuff from it, but that's not to say it didn't happen.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
How about you? How was your school life?
It was a long, long while ago. I mean, I left school at 16.
Yeah, you left school younger than me.
Yeah, I left school at 16 and I'm 53 now. So
In fairness, I left school at 17, but that's only because I was born in August.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But
And you would have only just turned 16.
Yeah, I would have only just turned 16 when I left school. But that's sort of 65 years ago, or whatever it is.
You're not that old.
No. Well, I wasn't very good at maths any time when I was at school. No, so it's a long, long while ago for me. And I guess you said, what do you remember? You remember the particularly good bits, or you might remember the particularly bad bits. I can't ever remember. I liked the people I went to school with, and there's some brilliant people, and I've become really good friends with them. But I don't ever remember enjoying school particularly. I didn't enjoy classes or a lot of the subject matters. I kind of have, and this has not changed since school days, but I have quite a short sort of attention span on things.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes you don't
halfway
even
through
finish
that
a
sentence,
sentence.
I nearly forgot what I was saying. No, but I'm not stupid. I've got a certain amount of intelligence, but I can't seem to tap into things particularly well. So when I was at school, I was like, I could do all right, but then I'd just lose interest.
How do you think being towards the end of a school year, so for example, my point being is I'm born in August, that's the final month within school, and I'm born
you were a week off being in the
20
year below,
August,
really, weren't
yeah,
you?
so I'm not that far off being in the year below. You're June, so that's like you're pretty much 2 months off of it.
Yeah.
But do you think that really had much of an impact on your learning?
Not so much
your
right at
personally?
the end of it. So when I got towards the end of my, when I was in the 5th year, it wouldn't have made much difference because by that time
Fifth year is year 12, year 11.
No, okay, let's get this out of the way now, right? The 5th year is the 5th year. I have no comprehension of why we suddenly decided to use an American system for our school.
No, they use different system.
Right. Well, whatever. It was fine when we were the 1st and 2nd year in infants, 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th year in juniors, and then the 1st to 5th year in senior school. I don't know why we had to do it.
So hang on,
really
you restarted
confused me.
it again though?
Huh?
You restarted it
Yeah, but
again?
you're in a different school.
But that's the reason why it's different though, is because you move from year 6 in primary school to year 7 in secondary school.
Yeah, but that's just confusing.
Why is
I
that
can
confusing?
remember,
It goes up in
I
in
can
order.
remember loads of times in this.
I
is a
understand
big,
your way of
this
doing
is
it,
a
but this
big
makes a lot more
bugbear of
sense.
mine. I remember loads of times when you were younger, you lot, and you go such and such about year 8, and I go, what? You go year 8. I go, well, what's that then? Well, they're 12. Oh, 2nd year seniors. Yeah. But I don't understand why it had to change.
How long did it take you to say 2nd year seniors then?
What?
How long did it take you to say 2nd year seniors?
Not long.
Yeah, but what's faster, 2nd year seniors or year 8?
Is that what it's all about, speed then?
I'm just saying that.
Is it purely about...
It's not purely based on speed though, is it?
People having so little time in their lives to
Well, it's
actually...
because you can fit in more learning if you don't say 2nd year seniors and instead say year 8.
learning in rubbish. I just think that's an absolute nonsense.
It's all a nonsense.
It's all a nonsense. That always bugged me. I was really pleased when you all left school, so I didn't have to deal with it anymore. But nowadays...
We do a
obviously-
podcast on it.
Yeah. But there you go. So, I think when you're first in senior school, you're 11. So some people are going to be within months of being in starting your first year in the big school, and you're all nervous, and your school uniform don't fit. You've got we didn't wear blazers, but certainly in my experience of when you went to senior school, you could see kids, and when I drop you off,
It's very
and
common amongst senior schools now.
yeah, to have blazers that look like they were bought to last the whole of the time that you were
I think it's like to bear in mind that when you're in year 7, you're pretty much you're banking on the fact that when someone starts secondary school, is the secondary school is going to be this one of the times they do quite a lot of growing, and that blaze is going to be quite expensive.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
And and buying it like right at the start, like for example, year 7. I do apologise, my computer's making loads of noises, but you're buying it right at the start in year 7, and there's no guarantee that if you're buying it in year 7 that kid's not going to grow in the next few months, or if like by the end of year 7 going to be like twice the size.
Well, because so
that's why they have to buy
spurts.
them.
Yeah, but it looks like a bit at the end of Big, when he turns back into a boy and he's got adult clothes on. Yeah. That's what it looks like as they're walking along. It's hilarious. Anyway, I can't remember what I was particularly saying.
Well, basically going on the fact that I asked the question, it says, do you feel like you're born towards the end of the year?
So I think it makes, in my memory of it, I think it was more of a big deal when I first went to senior school than when I was in sort of the latter years of my senior school, because it seemed a bigger deal then. People who were that age seemed that much older, and I was quite a nervous kid and quite shy, and then you'd have boisterous people anyway, but then you tend to have people, and then the people might have been a lot bigger. And yeah, I think it shows up more. It's a bit like age in general. When you get older, age doesn't seem to have that sort of significance. When you're at school, you're defined by your age, really, aren't you? Or roughly within a year, you're defined by that. Whereas when you get out of school, don't really matter anymore.
No, it doesn't. I've got friends at work that are like, although my particular department now is a lot of people of similar age, but that's not my point. I've had friends in work that have been in like their 30s, even older. Yeah. What I would say about my experience of that, though, is yes, I think towards the start there is a bit of a difference where your development as a child is going to be stronger for those who are born that are older in the year than it is going to be for the younger ones in the year. However, in my experience through school, is I ended up making friends with quite a lot of people that had similar birthdays to me, like June, July, weird, August. A lot of my friends. That's not all of them. I've got friends born like November and
stuff. It wasn't like you looked down a register and picked the people.
But I think there is something about that, though, is we were put in the same classes, potentially a similar kind of, I wouldn't say standard, but like, well, some of them were in my form and stuff like that, so just put together. But you'd similar, maybe intelligence, I don't know exactly how to put it, but you work at a similar level and maybe have similar interests and stuff like that as well, but work at a similar level. But I've considered that potentially maybe, I'm not saying it is, but maybe that's because the people who are younger feel like they need to work harder to kind of prove themselves. Now, I noticed, and I'm not saying this is is a bit of a generalisation, but I'm not saying this is actually a thing, but from what I noticed is sometimes the people who are older take it for granted that they're older and maybe potentially put in less effort and just see it as I'm one of the oldest in the year, it doesn't really matter. Whereas the ones who are younger feel like they have more to prove.
That's a theory. That's certainly a theory. We, when you say about being grouped in with people, when I went to senior school, we were grouped in by, I mean, you have your houses and everything else. And I remember us having houses in junior school.
Like Gryffindor.
Yeah, like Gryffindor, yeah.
What were you in?
I was in...
Hufflepuff.
I was in Hunt, which was green. Yeah. And ours was all explorers in junior school.
So my primary school was in Oak, which is a tree.
I know. But ours was Hillary, Scott, Hunt and Fawcett.
Like the tap.
Yeah. Yeah. All plumbers from around our area, they were.
So my primary school was Oak, Elm and Maple.
You only had 3?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And then in secondary school, it actually changed whilst I was in secondary school. So the first 2 years, they only did it in PE.
Yeah.
And they had Holmes, Armstrong, and 2 others.
So that's Sherlock Holmes, Neil Armstrong, and 2 others, yeah?
No, Kelly Holmes, Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong, did they have to change that one?
Well, when I moved into year 9,
all the dopey kids were in that one.
New building. We moved into a new building when I was in year 9, and third year for you. So I moved into that new building, and the actual building was separated into 3 sections. So we were called hub 1, hub 2 and hub 3. So you'd be in hub 1, hub 2 or
Hubba
hub 3.
bubba hubba.
And
Well,
then
didn't you-
as time went by, they actually changed the names to Resolute, Endeavour and like Carnage or something. I can't remember.
Carnage. I thought you had.
Named
I
after
thought you had
boats.
something. I thought you had something different from that. I thought you had something similar to, or was it Annie that had something similar to
It
like
probably
Gryffindor
Annie.
and that? Because she went to a high school,
Yeah,
didn't she? So.
we all went to high schools. She went to a grammar school.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fact check.
In the Guy Fawkes episode, I say that Guy Fawkes and his fellow conspirators were hung, drawn and quartered on the 30th and 31st of January 1605. I meant 1606, as otherwise it would mean them getting executed 278 days before they actually committed the crime. And even though I'm a big fan of proactive policing, it may be a tad unfair.
Fact check.
Okay, so you know we've talked about the different groups and that. I was going to say
I mean, houses.
houses.
Yeah.
When I went to senior school, or the comprehensive I went to, it used to be called, it was Barstable School, and that's
Yeah.
Barstable School. But it used to be called Timberlog School. So we had, we were grouped in sort of, so we were LOG, log. I was in L all the way through, like, so 1L, 2L, 3L, 4L, 5L. Loser, yeah, thank you for that.
That's all right.
So you were with the same people doing the same subjects until we got to the third year and chose our subjects and that.
So did you not get put together with people with a similar ability?
Not really, no. Although I did feel like we were the butt end of it all. You know, but some of our people, I mean, someone from our particular classes who I believe was in, certainly, I think she was in L, she went on to Cambridge and then it was a BBC producer.
But did they put you with her to make you feel better?
Wow. What, put a fit kid with an intelligent one and hope it rubs off in the right way?
Yeah.
How that's outrageous. No, not everybody that I went to school with went inside. Most of them went on to do some good things, you know. But it was, you know, it was a weird sort of thing. I would look back, it's a strange thing, school. It's a strange sort of atmosphere to it. And also, one of the things that is very different is punishment in schools, right?
Yeah, they don't do capital punishment anymore, do they?
I went to school with him. Capital punishment. No, corporal punishment. I was talking about not capital. No, certainly
They
don't do
didn't
capital.
used to hang people back in the day.
No, not deliberately. No, perhaps as pupil on pupil that might have happened, but not actually.
All right, okay.
But corporal punishment. So, interestingly, when I was at junior school, we had corporal punishment, right? Now, as far as I know,
punishment?
yeah, corporal punishment. He was private punishment then. That don't sound right, does it? No. Yeah, we'll just keep it at corporal punishment. Right. So we had a headmaster in our junior school called Richards, right? And
More than one?
Mr. Richards.
Oh, okay.
And whether it's right or not, his nickname was Hitler, right? Because
thought
he
you were
was
gonna say something
horrible.
else then,
No,
to do with Richard.
but he used to cane people on a regular basis. This is in junior school, right? Now, when I think of you going to junior school, that would never have happened there, wouldn't it? It wouldn't.
No, if you try to imagine a 5-year-old getting hit with a stick,
Yeah.
it seems wrong, doesn't it?
Well, no, quite. But that used to happen in my junior school.
I've met some that I'd want to whack with a stick.
Oh yeah, and there's
Wouldn't do it,
people
though.
now that I'd like to hit over the head with something bludgeon. But
Bludgeon?
this bludgeon, this used to happen on a regular basis to people. I never did get caned, but we were scared stiff of this geezer, and you know. And when I think back at that now, I think that is just awful. And then I went to senior school, and bizarrely, they had a change of they had a headmaster before I went there, and then they changed to a headmistress. And
hang on, sorry. Do you mean they hired a different person?
Yes.
Or otherwise, it's very forward.
That's fair, well, very forward for the times. Yeah. And I can't remember whether we had that then, whether we had corporal punishment then.
Capital punishment.
Because don't keep confusing me about it. Because they certainly were harsh. We had a teacher there. And I've been racking my brains and asking other people. Mrs. Leonard, I think her name was.
You don't have to name all of them, but yeah.
Okay. But she was. She looked a bit like, you know, the one who does the paperwork in Monsters Inc.
Ah, Roz.
Roz, right.
Wazowski.
That's the one. Yeah, she looked like her. But she was horrible. I mean, really, really horrible to everybody. And
Probably because she was part slug.
When I think about it, she always. When I think of her, I think of her as an old woman. I don't suppose she was that old, but she did appear. She was very famous. She used to wear a sort of a. Oh, bless you.
Thank
she used
you.
to wear a gown sort of thing when she walked about, which was bizarre, really, because I didn't go to a school like that. But you know, that people were really harsh. But it was quite new for there to be someone, a headmistress, right? That wasn't necessarily something that was done that much at that point in time. So I don't remember. I remember a lot of punishment, but I don't remember any corporal punishment. And I'm going to cough now, so I'm going to just
Capital
go
punishment. I wonder if we should have asked Mum about her school life. Because she had a very different one to both of us.
I had a very troubled school life where she was in Borstal for most of it. And obviously stayed there. And to be honest, from what I've heard, it was a terrible, terrible time also.
Oh my goodness, what's going on? It's like a body circus.
I'm sorry.
Most
podcasts
would cut this kind of stuff out.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, well,
we're not most podcasts.
No, we're not most podcasts. No. So Mum went to a boarding school. So that, when I hear about that, I mean... I think I'd have got used to it, but I think I would have really struggled to be. I know it was necessary, but really struggled to be away from the rest of my family. I mean, she did have her sister and her brother there with her, and it sounds like they had a ball. To be honest, most of the time she talks really fondly.
She loves it.
She talked really fondly. She still talks really fondly about it all.
But no, I think I'm in agreement with you. I would really find it quite difficult to start off with being in a boarding school, but I do think. And I think Mum did this as well, because she's still friends with a lot of people that she went to boarding school with.
She is, yeah.
I imagine it being like you're gaining new brothers and sisters, and you get really close in that kind of way. Yeah,
and I think I've witnessed that with the group that were there. The few times I've actually met them, and there is a bond that obviously that will bring. I mean, it might feel difficult from the outside if you've not experienced it, but there does seem to be a bond with those people because. I mean, we come home from school, but they're there all the time. All their social life is together as well, which, you know, is great. It can be good, you know. I guess if you're unhappy, then it can be really difficult. But if you're happy and the people around you are great and you're getting on with them, then it must be fantastic. I mean, you're
growing up together, aren't you?
Yeah. I went to see the schools as well, and I think they're academically, I think it was quite a good school to be at. I believe they done quite well. I don't know whether that sort of was the same for their sporting side of their... I don't really hear about that, but that's probably because the person I'm talking to isn't interested in sport. We had games lessons. We weren't allowed to wear pants. Games lessons, which was PE, but on a grander scale. So rugby, football,
like Quidditch.
Yeah, that sort of thing. But we weren't allowed to wear pants. And when you're on those broomsticks, that's not good. That is, you can get splinters and all sorts. No, you weren't allowed to wear pants. And their idea was, well, if you wore pants, then you've still got to wear them pants for the rest of the day. Now, we could have bought spare pants, right? So I don't quite know that.
Yeah.
And also... they made us shower. Now, again, I can see the sense of making a shower after that, but it wasn't quite as relaxed as you might think. And they made a point of looking at us and making sure we were washing ourselves properly and all the rest of it. Which again now, I mean, they wouldn't do anything like that now. No one would be allowed in there. I remember being
don't get you to shower.
a men's changing rooms and female PE teachers walking straight through while we're all getting changed. You know, and going into the shower, and that was a normal sort of practice.
I do think I
don't know if it would work the other way around, but it certainly worked that way around.
Back to my school, like PE days and stuff like that, and you didn't used to shower. Like you wouldn't shower for PE in throughout my growing up. Like no one did. I think maybe if you were doing a particular sports like club after, then there were showers there, but no, I never saw anyone use them apart from the occasional person getting pushed into them.
Oh right, yeah, that sort of thing.
And it does make you think about how back then we would just be, like you said, wearing the same underwear. Yes, we'd change out the other stuff, but wearing the same underwear and being pretty much sweaty for the rest of the day.
Well, yeah, I mean,
sometimes when it was your last lesson of the day, it's not that bad, but...
Yeah, and I get that, but there did seem to be a few weird and wonderful things that we were supposed to do around any sort of PE and that, and some of it I feel now, when you look back on it, does seem very, very odd. Say about
in PE, if you don't bring your kit, then you're going to run around in your pants. That never happened.
Oh, they made us do that.
Yeah, see, I think this is the thing, that all the PE teachers with their childhood would have to do that, but for us, you'd have to use their... smelly
leftover ones,
the smelly one that don't get washed.
No, just in a big pile somewhere in a bucket or
try and find something that fits.
Yeah, so I mean the boarding schools, funny enough, you mentioned boarding schools and I had a little look up of some of the boarding schools.
Like private schools
these are. Now there's a lot of, you know, when people go to university things, how much they have to spend.
Because we've got some American listeners. Public and private school, public and state school is like the other way around. Their public school would be a private school for us, I think.
Oh, okay, right. Well, I guess what I'm saying is, both myself and you went to schools where you didn't pay to go to that school. It was a state-run school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you had to be within the catchment area or get in via siblings or something like that. But you didn't have to pay to do so. I mean, you had to pay for uniform, and sometimes that's expensive, and you had to pay for sort of bits and pieces.
Go to grammar school, it's even more expensive.
Yeah, and then obviously your sister, my eldest daughter, went to grammar school, and for some inexplicable reason, everything's ramped up in price even more. Is that me? That's just Bing then? I'm very sorry about that. But when you start looking...
It's been a very professional podcast so far. So.
And I think people's impression of the Brits around the world when they think of our royal family and that is to go into these elite schools, you know. And I thought, I wonder how much it costs to actually go to these schools, right? Just the entry. I mean, obviously you've got to pass an interview, you've got to have the right grades, but you've certainly got to have the right amount of money as well. I mean, the top one, and a bit surprisingly, and obviously if you don't know Britain, then it wouldn't necessarily, you know, show up on this, but Brighton College is, according to this, the most expensive one to go to, and it will set you back £50,880 per annum to go there.
Go to a university in this country costs £9,000.
Yeah.
So that's higher education. The fact that I get the fact that these people will probably find it easier to go into higher education and probably come from quite privileged families.
Yes, yeah, without a doubt.
But it just seems a bit ridiculous to pay that much for a secondary school.
Eton College is a famous one. I mean, that's 42,501. Harrow School, that's another one I've heard of. You're starting to talk about places where prime ministers and MPs and royalty are going to these ones. Harrow School, 41,775. Right, and then I think one of the quite famous schools is Rodine School, which is the girls' school, and that is £39,915. Now, when you look at it, that not only are they paying that for their annual fees, that doesn't include all of the other things that they have to buy. Now, we talked about uniform, and we talked about blazers and that and things like that. When I went to school, we just had a colour, so we had bottle green was our colour, so we had to buy a tie which had green, black and red stripes in it, but we had bottle green jumpers and black trousers or charcoal grey trousers. When you went to school, we had to buy blazers, and you could even get the kits. And when we talk about your older sister going to a grammar school, she had a lot more kit that she had to be bought, like tracksuits and things like that. This place...
PE knickers.
These places, not only do they have all of this stuff, but they have formal wear they have to have.
Mm-hmm.
They also have, because of facilities and everything, equestrian equipment they have to have. I just, it goes on forever.
Even my PE kit was like a rugby shirt.
Yeah.
You're basically told you're going to have to wear a rugby shirt this time of year and stuff like that. And then there'd be a normal PE shirt, like a polo shirt. The rugby and football was normally done over the winter anyway.
Yeah.
And then like a polo shirt, and then for obviously swimming, you'd have swimming stuff. And that was about it.
No, see,
and there's 3 different options.
Yeah, see when...
Oh, football boots and trainers.
See, when I was, when I talk about games or PE, I can't remember. I think we had football and rugby shirts if you represented the school, but they would just give them to you to wear on the day and then they take them off you. But I think when you did PE, I was trying to think about it today, and I was thinking, I'm pretty sure you had to wear black shorts, probably any sort of football socks, and a white T-shirt, something like that. And a bizarre, a sort of, I don't know.
See, in primary school, I had like black.
I do apologise.
Yes, black shorts in primary school, and just we used to have a white T-shirt with the school name on it for PE, and just like any trainers. But
these places obviously
had reversible. Our rugby shirt in a secondary school used to be reversible. So we had basically a maroon and blue uniform. So on the outside, on one side it'd be like fully maroon, and then the other side would be maroon but with one light blue stripe, or claret and blue, depends how you look at it. Yeah,
see, that was quite nice, wasn't it? But I suppose the people were paying 50 grand per year for their child to go to a particular school, are not going to worry about spending another 50 grand on hockey sticks, saddles, and some sort of special equipment for boats. Yes, things like that. A yacht,
rowing things. Exactly. I can imagine them do.
No.
So we got a little song this week.
We have got a song this week. I thought I'd write a song which just sort of touches on my school experience and how much I loved it. I can count on one hand what I learned at school. Well, I would if I knew how to count. Spent most of my time in a world of my own, in a perpetual circle of self-doubt. They say your school days were the best years of your life. I say you've got to be yanking my chain. Stress, dread, embarrassment and strangely lumpy mash. Playing rugby in the wind, snow and rain. Losing your shots on the way out to games, as you walk past the girls with no pants. That's me, not the girls. Running the corridors of death at a pace, and listening to the headmistress rant. They say your school days were the best years of your life. I say you got to be yanking my chain. Stress, dread, embarrassment and strangely lumpy mash. Playing rugby in the wind, snow and rain. Failed completely at geography. Got lost on the way to class. Geology rocked even though I flopped. As for home economics, I'll pass.
Harding, what have I told you about doing handstands with no pants on? Now back to class, immediately.
Game time.
Woohoo! Right, so it's time for a little game.
Yes, well, when I say game, it is a game time game, and there will be a sting, as you can imagine. But it's more like, you said earlier, we have ascertained that 5 years has gone since you were at school. And I thought what would be interesting to see how much knowledge you've retained. 5 years have
gone since I left school. Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Yes, and I was going to see how much information you've retained.
Retained. No.
Why are you doing that?
I thought you were asking me questions.
No. So we're not yet anyway. So I thought in exam conditions, I would ask you about some various subjects from school that you might have learnt at school. Yes, Conor Harding.
I have a question around the exam conditions.
Yep.
Well, can we not do it in exactly exam conditions? Because normally in exam conditions, I'd sit here in silence and write on a piece of paper for an hour, and I think that'd be pretty boring for a podcast.
Well, it'll be in keeping for the rest of this podcast, but okay, we'll do it slightly different. But I still want you to. I want any sort of intelligent projector.
Would you like me to show my work?
No, I can. You can just answer the questions. That'll be good.
But just straight up without showing my working out.
No. I think I can trust you because I can see you. I'll be looking directly at you.
My point being is that can I speak before I answer?
Yeah, well, maybe yes. Okay, you can ask supplementary questions.
No, but not
if you
necessarily
wish.
Supplementary questions. I'm just saying, can I talk around the subject?
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way: whatever the experience.
Because if I just straight up answer a question, then it's going to be very quick.
Well, okay, that's fair enough. But what I want you to do is, based on the way you approach this, and it'll be an interactive exam, based on how you...
things light up.
No. It will see, because it's an entrance exam, so I want to see whether you'd qualify to go, what school you'd qualify to go to by the end of it. So we'll see what you get. We'll make a note of what you get.
Do I have to go to school after this?
Potentially, yeah.
I don't want to.
If you choose to accept it, yeah.
Hogwarts.
Okay, no, just you're getting too excited now, and I'll have to mark you down on that.
Jedi Academy training.
Right? Do you want to go and see the headmaster or what?
Who's the headmaster?
He's just the headmaster.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go see him.
Okay, go on then.
All right.
Play the sting while you're down there.
Hang on, I'm just going to knock on the door.
Play the sting while
Hello,
you're down there.
Hello, you the headmaster?
Yes, I'm the headmaster. Now get upstairs and do that exam.
All right.
So you think you're quite clever? Top of your class. There's a test to find the truth. Let's hope you're not an So, you're going to have 10 questions.
10?
Scanning across different subjects.
Scanning?
Yeah.
Not spanning.
Right, you really are going a long way into getting a detention as well on the back
Never
of
had
this.
a detention before.
You will have. Yes, you have.
Nope.
You did get a detention.
Nope.
You got a detention. I know you got a detention.
No, I never got a detention.
We'll talk about this afterwards.
I never had a detention.
Question 1.
1.
And I mean it. If you're just going to repeat everything I say, right, we're going to scrap this, and I won't accept you in any of the schools that I had.
I'm fine with that.
Question 1 is geography.
Never was very good at geography.
Well, we'll see how good you are now. Can you tell me, and it's multiple choice, as always with these, so it should be easy for you, where is anus located?
You sure this isn't biology?
No, this is geography.
Right.
Where is anus located? And I it might not be pronounced like that, but it's
Anus?
certainly anus located. Is it A, Germany? Is it B, Luxembourg? Or is it C, France?
Can I be honest with you right now?
I hope you can always be honest with me.
Well, I used to think Luxembourg was in Germany.
Wow. I thought it was only Annie that thought
No, she
things
thought
like
Belgium
that.
was
I know
in
she
Germany.
thought Belgium was in Germany, but we really have got some intelligent
But
children.
Luxembourg, whereabouts is it? Is it near Germany?
Well, yes. Well, it's on the. It's sort of. It's quite right in the middle, really, of that part of Europe. So you have France, and you
Is it
have.
really little?
Yes, yeah, it's a
Right.
small country. Please look it up after this. I
Anus.
can't believe you don't know that. Anus.
Oh, no,
All
I've
right, it's
heard of
spelled
Luxembourg.
anus.
I just
It
don't
is
know
spelled
exactly
anus.
where it's located. But could you locate Nigeria straight off on a map?
Possibly, but I'm not. You're not asking the questions
I
here.
could do Kenya.
Oh my God! Will you concentrate on this?
Okay.
Geography. Where is anus located?
Anus.
Anus. Germany, Luxembourg, or France?
Luxembourg.
I don't think I'm going to tell you the answer. I'll tell you at the end.
Okay.
Right.
I saw
Question
you do 2 lines. I feel
Question
like.
2. Biology. This is about the belly button.
Belly button.
Which of these facts is true about the belly button? Right? A. The belly button has special hairs which are designed to catch lint or fluff. B. Belly buttons were first introduced in 1975 as part of a government redesign.
Right. That's a clever one.
Or C. When a baby is born, the baby is flat and the midwife has to inflate it by blowing through the belly button hole before tying it off and handing it back to the mother.
Now, I'm going to be honest. None of these are true. Because the hairs that you have there aren't designed to catch lint and fluff. That's not what they're designed for. They just go around this central part. But it's that. That's the only one that's actually true.
So you think it's A?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not true either. That was a trick question.
Question 3. English literature. Which of these is not a Charles Dickens character? A. Wackford Squeers. B. Luke Buttyfunder. Or C. Dick Swiveller.
You're laughing at Dick Swiveller quite a lot.
A.
I feel like it's A.
A. Wackford Squeers. B. Luke Buttyfunder. Or C. Dick Swiveller.
A is the only one that I've never heard of the name Wackford.
Okay, so you're going for A, yeah?
No, but I feel like why would you make up a name that wasn't real? No, I'm not going for A.
Okay.
What was B again?
B was Luke Buttyfunder.
No, I'm going for C.
C.
You're laughing too much
Dick
here.
Swiveller. Okay.
And it actually makes sense.
Question 4. It's a maths question. This is right up your alley, if you pardon the expression.
Especially after the last question.
You go to the doctor's because you are ill. He prescribes you with 3 pills and tells you to take 1 every half hour. How long do the pills last you? Is it A, an hour, B, 2 hours, or C, 3 hours? I'll
So
read
is
it
it
again
1,
for
2
you.
or 3?
It's 1, 2 or 3 hours.
You've really missed a trick here. It's 1. It's A1, but you should have gone for an hour and a half as one of the answers, because that would really throw someone off.
Okay, but this is not about trying to catch you out. This is about how intelligent you are. Okay, so you've answered that one. Question 5, language. Translate the following statement. Me gustan muchos los castores, pero también dan un poco de miedo. Does that mean A. I like to spread butter on my legs before I retire for the evening. B. I am very fond of beavers, but they are also a little bit scary. Or C. If you're not using that penguin, can I have a go?
What language was that?
It was Spanish.
Spanish.
Me gustan mucho los castores, pero también dan un poco de miedo.
Read B again.
I am very fond of beavers, but they are also a little scary.
Read A again.
I like to spread butter on my legs before I retire for the evening.
Read the Spanish again.
Me gustan mucho los castores, pero también dan un poco de miedo.
Gonna go A.
Gonna go A. Right, okay. A. Question 6. Chemistry. Quite good at chemistry, aren't you?
No.
What does RF?
I did it, but-
What does RF stand for on the periodic table? Does it stand for A. Simonsidian, B. Cockcroftinium, or C. Rutherfordium?
Rutherford was an actual scientist, so Rutherford in him.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Art. Which of these paintings is by Vincent van Gogh? A. Two rats. B. A pair of socks. Or C. Three geese and a squirrel.
Two socks. B. It's either C or B.
Well, B is a pair of socks. So that is two socks. But
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going for a pair of socks.
No, C.
C. Three geese and a squirrel.
No. A.
Which one are you going for?
I feel like doing three geese and a squirrel is quite a lot in one picture.
Two rats, a pair of socks, three geese and a squirrel.
He did a sunflower.
He did. That's not one of the options.
Trying to think, he's done a picture of him with one ear. He did like the street. I'm gonna go for three geese and a squirrel.
Three geese and a squirrel. Right, okay. Question 8. History. How's your history?
Horrible histories. Get most of it from Blackadder.
Who created the largest contiguous empire in history? That means sharing a common border. All right? Was it A. Chaka Khan,
Right.
B. Genghis Khan, her brother, or C. Darth Vader?
Oh, I think I might have this one. Is it B, Genghis Khan?
I'll let you know at the end.
Sorry, what was it, in the world or the galaxy?
In history.
In history, right.
Right.
Well, in fairness, Darth Vader was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
It was. Number 9. Music. Who had a hit in 1978 with I Am Every Woman? Was it A. Darth Vader?
Oh,
B.
Genghis Khan?
Genghis Khan? Or C.
Shaka Khan?
Chaka Khan?
Shaka Khan? Shaka Khan? Shaka Khan.
Chaka Khan. Right. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, question 10. You could probably see that if you...
Is it physics? Is the options Genghis Khan, Shaka Khan, and
No.
Darth Vader?
Physics. Name the instrument used to measure gas pressure. Is A. Manometer? Is it B. Womanometer? Or is it C. Purple people meter?
Manometer.
Manometer. So you're going for A.
Do-do-do-do.
Manometer. Right, okay, so that's your 10 questions. I'll just take a moment to mark those. But we'll go through. Actually, we'll go through and we'll mark them as we go, right?
Do you want me to mark them?
No, because you're cheap.
They normally pass it around the room and then.
Yes, but there's
mark
only
each
two of
other's.
us here, right? So,
I'll mark yours.
your one, geography. Where is Anus located? You said
Luxembourg.
the correct answer is
Luxembourg.
France.
Oh, close.
It's in east central France in Burgundy. Okay, so that's one down. Oh dear. Biology, the belly button. You said the belly button has special hairs which are designed to catch lint or fluff.
Not designed, but yes.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is actually true.
But they're not designed to do that.
They are designed to catch things, to stop things.
No, because they're not designed, are they?
Right. Well, you can argue and then you won't get the point, but you've got a point, so that's 1 out of 2. English literature. Which of these is not a Charles Dickens character? You said
Dick Swivel.
Dick Swiveller. But Dick Swiveller was in the old curiosity shop. The one that wasn't was Luke Buttyfunder, because the actual character is Luke Honeyfunder from The Mystery of Edwin Drood. The other one was Nicholas Nickleby.
Is that still
Wackford
Charles Dickens
Squiz.
novel?
They're all Charles Dickens.
So the thing is, you've just changed the name slightly to just.
Yeah, but you got it wrong anyway. So,
Wow.
Okay, maths. You go to the doctor's because you're ill. He prescribes you 3 pills. He tells you to take one every half hour. How long does a pill take? An hour. You got that correct because the first pill doesn't take 30 minutes to take.
No.
So that's what? One.
That's more logic, really, isn't
it? 2 out of 4. Oh dear, it's not going well, is it?
50%. If you round that to nearest 100%,
Yeah, but
it's
to get
100%.
into the elite schools, you've got to get right up there. Languages. Translate. Me gustan mucho los castores, pero también dan un poco de miedo. You said that meant I like to spread butter on my legs before I retire for the evening. What it did actually say was, I am very fond of beavers, but they're also a little scary.
I was always going to go for that one, but I didn't.
Chemistry. What does RF stand for on the periodic table? You said Rutherfordium.
Rutherfordium.
Yeah, that is correct. Art. Which of these paintings is by Vincent van Gogh? You said 3 geese and a squirrel. The correct answer is 2 rats.
Close.
History. Who created the largest contiguous empire in history? You said
Genghis
Genghis
Khan.
Khan. The answer is No, it is Genghis Khan.
Khan.
15 mil square kilometres in 1270. Music. Who had a hit in 1978 with I'm Every Woman? You said
Woman.
You said
Chaka
Chaka
Khan.
Khan, and that is correct. It is Chaka Khan. And the final question. Name the instrument used to measure gas pressure. You said
Manometer.
manometer. The correct answer is manometer. So,
Not purple people eater.
not purple Peter eater. So
Or
that's
purple meat. Was it purple people
2
meter?
meter. 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10.
That's
Oh,
60%.
I can't believe that. So, I'm actually authorised to give you an offer now to attend a school based on your result.
Thank you.
So you've got 60% right, which is, if I may say so, not the best thing in the world. So
He's handed it to me in an envelope, and the envelope looks like it was written whilst he was holding it in the air. You didn't rest it on something whilst you're writing it.
I did rest it on something while writing it.
Was it the arm of the chair?
No.
Was it your leg?
So this is your offer. This is based on what your results were there. This is your offer for a place at school.
Would you like me to read it out loud?
You can do it if you want to.
Wow, you've typed it up. Mr. Conor Harding, back bedroom. My address, which I'm not going to read out loud. Dated. It's not dated.
No? Oh
No.
dear.
Connor, following on from your extremely poor exam results, we are pleased to offer you a place at the Comprehensive Borstal for the intellectually challenged and permanently baffled. We'll feel you a flawed character and damaged personality to fit in with the low calibre of students we already have, and looked forward to seeing you next term if you can be bothered. Yours sincerely, David Harding, looking like it was written whilst you were doing a handstand. Warden David Harding.
David Harden. Right. Whew. Wow. Okay, so that's at least
I'm
you got an
interested
offer.
on what you would have scored.
Well, I would have got this letter.
No, you wouldn't.
Because, you know, I might feel intellectually... Oh, that was no need to throw that at me. Intellectually...
Did I get it on the table?
Yeah, you did, but you didn't try to do that.
Yes,
See,
I
mine would have said, Dear David, following on from your impressive exam results, we are pleased to offer you a place at the St David's School for the Exceptionally Gifted. We feel you have the character and personality to fit in with the high calibre of student we already have and look forward to seeing you next term. And that's from Professor David Harding, MBE, OBE, COE, DOE, RAYMI.
D.I. Conor.
Oh, do re mi. That's okay. So I mean, that's unfortunate, but
It's a fix.
thanks for
It's a fix.
at least turning up.
It's a fix.
You should get an extra point for that. It's not a fix.
Oh, it's an
They're
extra
actual
point. Does that mean I
question.
get into the other school?
No, because it was an 80% pass rate.
Was it actually? Can I see the other letter? Does it actually just have your name on it?
It just absolutely had my name on it. No, it doesn't. It has your name on it. But if you'd
So
have got
you'd
more,
actually would have given me that.
yeah, if you'd have got more right, I would have. Yeah,
How could you tell the difference between the envelopes?
because I'd written one with your handwritten nice, and the other one's written like
Was your
someone
left hand?
done it with a crayon,
Right.
I should say, not a crown, not a king. It wasn't a king that wrote it, but there you go. Well, it's good to see that you've retained all that information.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel over these
No, I didn't
podcasts.
study geography.
Well, you did at some point.
The last time I studied geography was so I finished A level 5 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years before that I finished GCSE, so that's 7 years ago, and 2 years before that I finished so I didn't do it at GCSE, so I think the last time I would have done it would have been like year 9.
Right.
So it would have been 11 years ago.
Blimey. Well, like I said,
Or did I do
it's-
some kind of geography? No, I think it was 11 years ago.
How many years is it actually since I was at school? So say 16 I was. So
16,
I'm 53
so
now.
37.
37 years since I was at school. Is that? Oh my God. That's horrendous. 37 years.
Yeah, you're old, aren't you?
I am old, and it's amazing that I'm
Still
as
standing?
intelligent as I am.
Oh, sorry.
That's because I watch loads of documentaries and look at Google quite a lot. In fact, I think my intelligence...
What's the most recent documentary you watched? Is it the Guy Fawkes one?
Oh, I don't know.
What's going on with your accent?
I don't know. I think
The
I
documentary
did.
of
No, I
vampires.
actually watched a documentary
Taskmaster
on
isn't a
vampires.
documentary.
No, a documentary on vampires. Then I watched documentaries on Guy Fawkes, and I think I've gone back and looked at more documentaries, even though we'd already recorded the podcast on vampires, because I was quite interested in all that. There you go.
Oh, well.
Okay, well, thanks for that.
So, does that mean school's out?
School's out for this evening. Yeah, back tomorrow. Okay, have we got any correspondence that's come through?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yep, not that I can see.
Okay, great.
Do you know of something that I don't?
No, it's the same old thing. I think I must have been thinking of last week
Yep.
when we did have some
Yep.
correspondence.
That's the
Oh,
funny
wish
thing
I'd
is
never
I
even
read it
said
last
that.
week.
Yeah, wish I hadn't
Do you
said
want me to read
now.
it again?
No, please don't.
Okay.
Okay,
It's
so
from
that,
Broccoli Green.
yeah, I know it is, and we know who that is. No, well, I guess all that's left to be said then is we can do all the same sort of things as we normally do. You can get us on all social media, Facebook, Flip Flop, TikTok.
Don't have TikTok.
No, we don't have TikTok, but the others, all that sort of stuff.
Facebook,
We've
Instagram,
also-
Twitter.
Yeah, and we've also got a website. You can get all of our episodes on there.
If you
can
feel like
buy
you're
and look
missing out-
merchandise.
I feel like you're missing out of hearing us read a message. You can leave a message for
You
us.
can
That's
leave
what
a
you need to
message
do.
for
You need
us,
to kind
yeah.
of segue.
Don't make me have to start writing in myself. I mean, it just is so sad, but I will do it. And yeah, our website has got everything that you could possibly want to just get through life.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. I might post Conor's result up on there, but I probably won't because I've said I'm going to do loads of things on there and haven't done it.
Still waiting on that
also,
recipe.
we're on all the old, okey cokey with the old Spotify's and things like that. We're on all of that lot. You can pretty much pick us up on everything. And you should do, because we put a lot of effort into these. Me personally, I can only speak for myself, but it's the least you can do, and that's all I need to say about it. I think
That end bit was the least you could do.
yes, that was the least I could do. Yeah.
I think what Dad's trying to say is you can get all the episodes on the website. You can buy our merchandise on the website to help keep us going. You can leave comments on there as well. But what I was going to say is, where you mentioned you can get on all the Hokey Cokey and Spotify and stuff, you can listen to a number of platforms, but you can leave a review as well, which would be very helpful.
Okay,
You're really wincing at the fact that I've...
just repeated what I just
No, I
said.
didn't repeat what you said, because if I repeat what you said, I would have said utter nonsense.
Right. Okay then. So I can hear the bell going. So I'm gonna.
What bell?
I'm gonna go out and
Is
meet
it the
my
bell in
mum.
your head?
And because my mum's picking me up today.
she?
Yeah, I think she said we might be able to get some chips on the way home and perhaps a Belgian bum.
David,
She's gonna love you for doing a voice like that.
come on, get home. Stop messing around.
Right. So I've got to go.
All right.
Bye.
Say hi to Nan for me.
I will. Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye. Anyway, we'll see you next week.